Have you guys been seeing the compact comic books that DC and Marvel, DC actually, is putting out lately? I've been seeing a little bit of talk about them on Twitter, on some of the different social media platforms. I think I saw DC advertise them. Now, it was my understanding that these came out maybe a year or two ago. I vaguely remember seeing them on store shelves last year sometime, a long time ago. It seemed like a soft launch almost, but it was just recently that they must have done another ad marketing campaign for it that people have started talking about it. And I thought, this is interesting. This is something more than it is nothing, although I don't think it's a lot. And it's definitely not what people are making out to be. But I saw one at Half Price Books, the store that I go to very frequently. I picked it up off the shelf and I looked at it and I thought, okay, so what is this compact comic book? Is it as simple as they say? I pop it open. Yeah, okay, it's Watchmen, but smaller. And, I actually have Watchmen here. Here's Watchmen, Half Price Book sticker on it. And, do you guys have a problem with this size? I mean, is this an issue for you guys? Is this too big? I have this bag that I carry around everywhere with me. It fits perfectly in the bag, doesn't take up a whole lot of space. I think, there's nothing exceptional about this book or the format that it's printed. It's not hardcover. They make bigger ones than this for collector's editions, bigger ones and longer ones, page length wise. And I'm just thinking about what these compact comic books are trying to do, and really, I don't see a whole lot in it. And maybe I'm blind. Maybe you guys are seeing something that I'm not. Maybe the people on Twitter are seeing something that I'm not. But when I look at them, they're the manga format, and so it's obviously comic books trying to once again copy manga to get a little bit of success off the tail of manga, which it's not going to. Reprinting comic books from 40 years ago in a smaller edition that is cheaper, you're not really going to sell more of them. You might sell it to the guy who's collecting every Watchmen edition, every Batman Hush edition. You're not going to sell it to a new guy. More likely than not, much less are you going to get the new guy hooked on new books, considering they're not compact. I mean, you see what I'm saying here? You got a lot of things that it could kind of work in that direction, but it will not work in that direction for a very long time unless they move in that direction, if that makes any sense. Not to mention, they don't have anything new in the back as far as I could tell. And when I looked at the Watchmen comic book, the scan quality, the image quality was actually a little worse than it is in this older printing that I have right at my feet. And I think, wait a minute, so I'm getting this compact comic book, which is smaller, more portable. I would have put it in my pocket in high school, I guess, since I carried books around in my pockets. But outside of that, I'm not saying a whole lot. I used to. And then when you're telling me, and I'm looking at this book with my own eyes, I think, this image quality is worse than that of the standard edition book. And I think, well, it should be a little crisper since it's smaller. And if you look at manga image quality, there's not a whole lot wrong with it. I believe I have one on me as well. I can't find it, but obviously manga is about this small. This is The Invisible Man. Here's a manga that I can show you guys. Here's the manga. Here's Berserk, right? I have this volume of Berserk. And when you look at the image quality inside of it, the only complaint that I have about this compared to those larger format editions is the paper quality. The paper is a little bit too thin, so the ink doesn't rest as well on it, and you could see through the pages a little bit more whenever you're taking them up, or some of the earlier pages aren't as opaque, so you can see a little bit of the back of the page and even the further pages in the book. Those are my only criticisms of this kind of format of printing. Other than that, the image quality is scaled down properly. Everything really works. But if you're going to tell me that I can get Watchmen in a smaller edition that's more portable, that's more compact, I can read it on the subway. I don't use subways. I would imagine I can read this Watchmen on the subway or on a public bus. I've taken plenty of public buses and I can read Watchmen on it. So really, I'm bringing this to you guys because I'm just asking what's the point? And it's a real cheap cash grab. I know. That's the easy answer. And that is the easy answer. That is the answer that it is. But beyond that, I mean, we're trying to have something here. We're trying to have a conversation here, right? I just think, what exactly are they trying to do? Because they're not going to publish their new comic books like that. The comic books on store shelves that aren't selling to anybody anyway, much less are they selling to stores because all the stores are closing down anyway. So that's my question to you guys. What do you guys think of these compact comic books? Because to be quite honest, they're really not a whole lot to me.